Okay, so welcome everyone to my sharing session. Today I will try to show and explain how to prepare a website for localization, specifically for languages with right to left and vertical writing modes. Yeah. Um, I have tried to put together all problems and solutions that came up in the process of adding localization styles for stakefish website. It's important to add that before start, it's better to investigate all the nuances of writing CSS for localization and representation of every specific language to better understand how to make site looks native for the user's point of view. So now you can see the difference of text positioning for, let's say, regular languages. For Hebrew, it's right to left, and for Mongolian. Right now I show you some pitfalls, nuances, tips and tricks of writing styles for them. So let's start from vertical layout. So we need to keep in mind that all sizes, all indents, positions are changed. And if you were like me, you will be in crazy mood while writing all styles. But there is better solutions. So we may use logical CSS properties according to the chosen language directions and write it only once. So there is some interesting properties. Yeah. Also, so don't be like me, read all articles about localization and so on. Also important to make sure that you use right property for text orientations. So for Mongolian, it's sideways, just sideways. Yeah. So if we don't use it, for example, for Safari, it will look like this. Yeah. And icons will not align correctly. Yeah. So it's really crazy. About form controls. Unfortunately, there is some problems with them. Vertical mode doesn't work correctly. So we need to use absolute positioning and transforms to make them looks nice. So I write it here. Yeah, so it was before the styles, and this is after I write absolute position and transform. And as far as I know, only Firefox understands vertical writing mode correctly. So yeah, and for buttons, so this is how buttons looks like without any extra styles and extra layout changing. So I found one life hack, kind of life hack. So we can wrap the text inside the button in a span and wrap, yeah, in a span. And it's important to declare writing mode once again only for span. So it will fixed. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Oh, next. There is no need to rotate images, videos, icons, and other media elements. So we need to make them we only need to make them be in harmony in other elements. And I need to add some words about mobile for vertical layout. So there is some problems that still not fixed for Stakefish website. They all connected to position fixed and position fixed components, so their behavior is really unexpectable and unpredictable. So we need to investigate in it a bit more. So next, about right to left mode. It's a way easy to implement because the vertical direction is the same. Yeah, and there is no need to change or mirror images because yeah, we are human. And yeah, one note about the text, specifically about punctuation. So punctuation should be in the same container as the whole text. Otherwise, there is some problems. So, for example, this question mark may be not here, but here, and it's not correct. Yeah. So right now I will highlight some important things. So it's really important to read all documentation, all articles about localization, specific language, especially for some Eastern fonts, Eastern languages. And we need to clear all letter spacing for all Eastern fonts because there are some problems with rendering. Yeah, we need to keep our localization styles up to date and review the website from time to time to keep good appearance of the website. Yeah, and we also need to pay attention to all borders, widths, heights, and so on, and investigate about logical properties and values. So right now I will quickly show how our site looks in vertical and right to left mode. Do you see the site?
Yes.
Cool. So I change it for Mongolian. So right now our site looks like this. So it's a bit crazy, but yeah. So we still need some translations. Yeah, a lot of translations, to be honest. Yeah. And for Hebrew, right to left, our site looks like this. So so yeah, that's it. It was quick. Yeah, and I hope it was interesting. If you have some questions, feel free to ask.
Which browser has the most? Oh, go ahead.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Now I was just reviewing the Mongolian branch yesterday, and I saw the font feature settings property. Um, and for Mongolian, I know that this is for the open type detail settings, and I see the CV01 settings. I'm just curious about like how did you find out you have to use this specific setting for this specific font?
So I just googled it, and yeah, there are a lot of not a lot of articles about, for example, Mongolian, but there is some, and they suggest to use different rendering options, CSS rendering options, to look font to make fonts looks nicer, and so on. So yeah.
Right. Okay.
I have a question. It's not related to CSS, but for Mongolian version, basically, if you have a scroll handle or you listen to the Windows scroll, you need to switch the offset Y to offset X.
Yeah, I guess we need to change it, and so it was really hard to keep in mind all changed properties, because yeah, we just used, so this is the regular style, so it's top, right, bottom, and left. And for Mongolian, so we need to imagine that we just flip, rotate the container, yeah, and all properties changes. So yeah, if we have some listeners, JS listeners, so we need to change it.
Thanks.
Which browser out of the ones you've tested have more predictable or sensible sort of behaviors?
So right now I can say that Safari really have the most issues, I guess, because I don't know why, but yeah, I need to recheck all features, new CSS properties and so on. I check it once again when I add it for Chrome. No, when I just edit, I need to check it in Safari because Safari is unpredictable.
I want to ask the Mongolia website. If the Mongolia website has the same HTML structure with the other languages, it's just a CSS magic.
Yeah, it's just a CSS and a lot of CSS changes. So I only change the layout for example, buttons and other form controls, just to use, for example, position absolute for let me show you. For example, for forms. So this is position absolute, and to make this component looks nice, I need to make his relative component position relative, and set beats and heights. Any other questions?
Perfect. Thank you so much, It was very fascinating.
It was a pleasure, and it was really interesting task. So, and I guess it's still ongoing because there are a lot of pages, a lot of components and so on, and we need to test it. And we need to review the code. Yeah. And we need to translate. Sorry?
Julia, how many hours did you spend on the, for example, main page of state.fish in Mongolian?
So because the main page was the first thing, the first thing, I guess I spent about 2 working weeks or 3 working weeks to make all the components, to change all indents and so on, to rework a bit menus and so on. So I guess 3 weeks.